Good evening from the campus of Brentwood Academy. Brentwood, Tennessee, just south of greater Nashville area in downtown Nashville here, the south side. I'm Lou Pickney with you with ATW Sportscast on a solo call tonight as Father Ryan tries to get its first Division II AAA East Region win of the year against Brentwood Academy, a team also seeking that. Both teams 0-1 in region play thus far. Father Ryan losing 2 weeks ago against Baylor, and then 2 weeks ago as well for Brentwood Academy. They lost here against a very good McCallie team. McCallie on the schedule for later this season for Father Ryan, and that's a problem for another day for the Irish. Tonight, it's the 4-time defending state champions, the Eagles of Brentwood Academy. Red helmets, red jerseys, very legible white numbers, which I always appreciate, and white pants for Father Ryan. Going with the Stormtrooper look with the all white everything, white helmet, white uniforms, purple numerals, and white pants. They do the coin flip a little earlier here than they do at a certain other, as the banner for BA says Father Crying. We'll see how that turns out. But for the Irish tonight, certainly looking to end the 3-game losing skid. Here come the Irish as BA takes the field to my right and to my left. It's Father Ryan coming out. Cheers from both respective sides. In the Brentwood Academy press box here, so we're facing from their sideline looking toward the beautiful facilities here, beautiful campus here in Brentwood. It's going to be a different quarterback starting this week for BA than they had last week. Wade Williams, who Father Ryan fans might remember last year, had an absolute monster game for BA in a very one-sided win against the Irish. He was injured, had a shoulder separation, grade 2, I'm told. So he'll be back later this year. That's a good news. I thought he had a broken collarbone. That's the way they were initially saying it. But he'll be out tonight, so he's not playing tonight for BA. However, I'll tell you about Tyler Montiel. He's a left-handed quarterback, a junior with a really strong arm, a verbal commit to play baseball at Mississippi State. And they take their baseball very seriously in Starkville, I can assure you that. I anticipate him perhaps making some daring throws. Father Ryan, which has been definitely on the poor end of things as far as turnovers go. We look over at Father Ryan's stats, and so many of them are comparable with what the opponent has. Talking about more overall yards, a better completion percentage, same number of passing touchdowns, more rushing yards per game. But it's the turnovers. The turnovers, 13 for Father Ryan and only 1 thus far in 4 games. And so we're about to have the kickoff here. So again, the Irish won the opening kickoff, deferred, so they'll receive the ball to start the second half. One particular player of note to keep an eye on, number 15, Jordan James. He's one of the return men on this near side. He had a hit pointer that kept him out of the second half against Whitehaven, a really good Whitehaven team that came in here, a public school 6A level from the Memphis area. Ready to have this opening kickoff here. Make a note, all time in the series, Brentwood Academy leads 18-4. Father Ryan's last win against Brentwood Academy here at BA was back in 2009, so 10 years later, Irish are trying to repeat that. Most recent victory for Father Ryan against BA was in 2013 at home. So we're awaiting kickoff, and Zach Wesnowski will get us underway. A high spinning kick, be fielded by an up man at the 20 to the 25 towards this near side, forced out of bounds near the 30-yard line. Grayson Hubbock on the stop. So here comes Taylor Montiel, the left-handed quarterback. He has a somewhat lower release point than Wade Williams. Montiel is not a threat to run, I'm told. Jordan James, the running back. Father Ryan, which played really a 3-3-5 look last week on 1st and 10. We'll see James with a carry, bounces off one would-be tackler, and finally stopped there by a 2 or 3 yard gain. Like Cole Becker in there. Zito in the vicinity, as well as Marcus Kennedy Holt, number 53. Got Father Ryan, those 3 really big sophomore linemen. Kennedy Holt's one of them. So on the second and 7, 11:30 to go first quarter, no score, Father Ryan and Brentwood Academy. And out of the shotgun, Montiel with 3 receivers to that far side. Is going to fake the handoff. It's going to throw toward the flat, complete to the 35, to the 40, has the first down. Hubbock on the chase, out of bounds in Father Ryan territory. near the 40-yard line. I believe it was Tom Husband, making sure I could read that number from this far side here, number 9. Husband is a junior. He rotates in on both offense and defense, whether it's tight end on offense or outside linebacker on defense. And so I have we'll spot the ball, let's say, at the 40-yard line of the Irish. 10:59 to go, first quarter, just underway here in Brentwood. Montiel throws far side, complete. It was James on the reception, the running back, Jordan James. He's only a sophomore, but he didn't play like one. So good news for Brentwood Academy fans that they were able to get him back for this game. And again, no Wade Williams. But again, they managed to come back down at the half against a really good Whitehaven team, a really big team out of the Memphis area, and got that victory. So on second and 10, make that from the 40. Montiel's going to air one out, wide open receiver, caught at the 15 to the 10 to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Brentwood Academy. And it was Jordan James on the reception. Irish somehow lost track of him in the secondary. And a minute 16 into this game, and Brentwood Academy strikes first. Of course, Father Ryan won that opening coin toss and deferred. And with 20 seconds on the play clock, BA normally will line up like this, try and see if they can get an advantage for a 2-point try, and if that's not there, they'll go ahead and bring it back around. Paxton Perry is their place kicker. And the holder's actually their punter, Daniel Perez. Extra point is up and good. So 10:44 to go here in the first quarter. It's now Brentwood Academy 7, Father Ryan nothing. So not the start the Irish wanted, to be sure, but now Father Ryan will get his first chance on offense. One score we already have in early. It's certainly not a final, but they start a half hour earlier than us in Chattanooga. Knox Catholic and McCallie. This is a big matchup for the East region. Knox Catholic and McCallie tied at 7 in the first. Another game we'll be keeping an eye on, Baylor and Innsworth. Saw Baylor 2 weeks ago. Now, they're a very strong team. Innsworth seems to have a very strong team as well, based on what I saw looking at their highlights against Knox Catholic. And so they'll spot the ball at the 40, and they'll actually move it to the far side, so they're going to tee it up officially. And Paxton Perry, like I noted, he has a really strong leg. Attempted a 55-yard field goal and didn't miss it by that much last week against Whitehaven. He's got the very strong leg. And for the Irish, this near side, the freshman, Aiden Nelson. It's a little tricky to see that number on the far side for the Father Ryan return man. It's not Parker Erdman, I can tell you that. A line drive. Goes off a Father Ryan player on the one hop, fielded at the 15, past the 20, cuts to the 25. And that's where the forward progress will be stopped. And so it's Cameron Bosley. They got another freshman in there. Nelson on one side, Bosley on the other. Nelson Holbrook on the stop for Brentwood Academy. 10:37 to go, first quarter. Brentwood Academy 7. Father Ryan High School 0, but the Irish now with their first chance to bring the offense on the field, and junior quarterback DC Tabscott. Not surprisingly, the Irish are going to open with a 3 wide receiver look, 2 to the far side, tight end on this near side. And the running back, it's a play fake to Jaden Johnson. Tabscott steps up in the pocket, he'll be sacked. Trying to run with it and just ran out of time. Very punishing defense. James Stewart, number 56. BA plays a 3-4 front, like most teams tend to do anymore, just because of the way the game has changed, more towards a passing offense. And if you've got an extra linebacker, you can drop back into coverage a bit easier than a defensive end. Also gives you more options as far as blitzing goes. So a 3 receiver look, 5 for the near side receiver in the slot. It's Erdman on this 2nd and 12. The 2-yard loss in that first play. Approaching the 10-minute mark of the first quarter. Eagles up by 7. Tabscott rolls near side. So the high pass, Parker Erdman tries to make a one-handed grab, incomplete. He may have been out of bounds, even if he had pulled it in. It was good defense, though. Jackson Horton right there for the Eagles. There's a little bit of separation, but you've got Parker Erdman, by far the fastest receiver on this Father Ryan team. Got yourself some options as far as the passing games go, but BA up to the challenge. So now 3rd and 12. Father Ryan trails 7-0. It's still very early. A little more than 2 minutes, 8 seconds into the game. And again, three receivers with the tight end and a running back. And Tabs got out of the shotgun. They need to get to the 35-yard line of the Irish to get a first down. Tabscott throws near side, complete. Matthew Beacom. He won't be enough for a first down, but a nice 7-8 yard gain, tackled by Devin Curtis. You got to watch out for Curtis, one of the linebackers. I would say probably the top linebacker for this Brentwood Academy team. You get just sideline to sideline. And so a good play. Nice seeing Beacom worked into the offense there. Plays tight end, very adept, but in this case, not quite enough, about 5 yards shy. And so Zach Wesnowski, number 98, set to punt for the Irish. And Amari Biggers, number 3, standing at his own 30, set to return for BA. BA player moved to the neutral zone. Now this could give Father Ryan a first down. It's 4th and 4. It's encroachment on the defense. And that's what it looks like. So bring the punt unit to the sideline. The hard count got BA to jump. Both Father Ryan and BA have been plagued the last couple of weeks by pre-snap penalties. Irish fans know that all too well, but I saw it as well with the Eagles. They've had their struggles on that as well. 9:11 to go here in this first quarter. The clock winds. Irish looking at 1st and 10 now from their own 36. 2 receivers tight to this near side, 1 receiver out far. And it would be a handoff. Jaden Robinson, number 22, and he'll get maybe a 2-yard gain, trying to stretch it out. Sometimes you'll see the double receiver look on this when it's one side or the other of the field, and they'll try and run in that direction. In this case, trying to speed it out a bit, but it's tough trying to get the edge against this very talented Eagles defense. Father Ryan's going to try what they can to get the ball into the hands of number 6, Parker Erdman, team's leading receiver. So on 2nd and 9, they'll say, or really 2nd and 8. Ball at the Irish 38-yard line. Now the shotgun, a little bit of pressure. Tabscott throws near side complete. Matthew Beacom. Beacom makes that cut to the 45. He should have the first down near the 50-yard line. So good play on 2nd and a long 8. And already you can tell Father Ryan trying to utilize Beacom more into the offense. He's a talented player, really good blocker, though, so if you send him out on a route, you have to take that into consideration as well. We'll see officially the 49-yard line of the Irish for this 1st and 10. 8 minutes to go, first quarter. Brentwood Academy 7, Father Ryan 0. Be another handoff. Jaden Robinson got submarined there. Maybe a yard, maybe a yard and a half. And then we'll credit number 25, Jones, Jalen Jones, on the stop for this Brentwood Academy defense. 7:39 to go, first quarter. Irish are down by 7. This will be Christian Smith, the far receiver, Erdman in the slot. And now the shotgun with 20 seconds on the play clock. DC Tabscott. And look, near side, Christian Smith, incomplete. Smith was open, passed a little low and away from him, and it falls incomplete, so now moves to 3rd and 9 for the Irish. Father Ryan needs to get the ball to the Brentwood Academy 41. The 41-yard line. I saw an official throwing a ball to the sideline. Anytime I see an official throwing something in my peripheral vision, it kind of throws me off for a second there, but no flag or anything. 3rd and 9 for Father Ryan. Ball knows the ball right on the 50-yard line. And that 3-receiver look. We'll bring Pfeiffer in motion to the far side. Trying to set up perhaps a receiver screen. Says me throwing deep into triple coverage. Interception. Interception by Jackson Horton. Horton with the return to the 40. To the 45. Tries to get the edge into Father Ryan territory, out of bounds on the 43-yard line of Father Ryan. So Tabscott tried to force it. Number 7 throwing the ball, and it was number 7 with a pick. And Jackson Horton gives BA nice starting field position for its 2nd offensive possession of this game. It's already 7-0 BA. 7:08 to go here in this first quarter. Maybe on the far hash on the 48-yard line. And that's where Brentwood Academy will start its next drive. It's Taylor Montiel, quarterback who was big factor in the semifinals of the playoffs last year for BA and their victory over Montgomery Bell Academy. It's 1st and 10. It's going to be a handoff. Will end around. Takes a few Irish to finally make the tackle. Reed in there on the stop. Let's say 2nd and 4. Ball the 37-yard line. 4 receiver look. Play fake, throw to the near side, complete. That's Elijah Ely. He'll be escorted out of bounds. A pair of Irish defenders, William Edmondson and Cole Becker. And that stops the clock. 6:34 to go first quarter. Eagles 7, Irish 0. And now on this 3rd down, it's like 3rd and maybe a short 2. 3rd and 1, really. Now, Eagles have to get the ball to the Irish 43-yard line. So Becker on the stop there. But another first down for Brentwood Academy. The clock rolls, 6:23 to go first quarter. BA 7, Father Ryan 0. Double tight end look. Faked handoff. Montiel rolls to the far side. The lefty throws complete. Catch made by Curtis. I think Hubbock out of there to help him out of bounds, along with Anthony Wright. It was a different look last week for the Irish. More of a, I'm trying to get too complicated with the jargon, but a 3-3-5. That's 3 down linemen, 3 linebackers, and 5 defensive backs, like an extra safety. Really a rover type position. I predict more and more over time that position is going to become, it's the way the passing game has become so prolific for teams just because of rule changes. But on this 1st and 10 ball at the 19-yard line, it's going to be a handoff. Jordan James. Maybe a couple of yards on the gain. Saw Cole Becker getting up. I don't know if he was going to make the stop or a couple of players in there. 5:30 to go first quarter. Father Ryan trails by 7. BA's looking at a 2nd and 7 from the Irish 16-yard line. That far hash. Another handoff to James. Tries to get that corner. Has the first down. A flag comes in. He's into the end zone. We'll see what the flag is. This would be a touchdown for Brentwood Academy, but we'll just wait and see what that penalty is. Sometimes that's a holding penalty when you get that. And that's not my harmonica there. So it is holding. That's what I suspected there. So take the touchdown off the board. It's 10 yards from the spot of the infraction, so they'll have to figure that out and then march it back 10 yards, and they'll replay 2nd down. Father Ryan did not want to fall behind early against this very stout Brentwood Academy Eagles team. BA plays a lot of younger players too, though. That's, if there's a downside to having 4 times over state champions, is that, just trying to replace those players with others that don't necessarily get the playing time when they're younger just because there's so much talent. That's a challenge in and of itself. So they'll spot the ball at just inside the Irish 25-yard line. 2nd and 15 for BA. 5:16 to go first quarter. Montiel throws near side in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. Throwing that ball for Aaron Lovins. Lovins had a really good game against Whitehaven on defense. They also utilize him in a receiving capacity, unable to bring it in. So 3rd and 15, 5:11 to go first quarter. Brentwood Academy 7, Father Ryan 0. Here, Father Ryan fans making some noise. The Irish showed out here. Good turnout here on Brentwood Academy's campus. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far. Montiel, not much of a risk to run with the ball. He has a risk to hand it off to a guy that can run with. That's James. Gets brought to the turf by Grayson Hubbock around the 19-yard line. Nowhere near the yardage needed to get a first down. Let him move inside the 20. 4th and 9, and you would figure Brentwood Academy is going to go for a field goal try here. And their kicker, Paxton Perry's got a strong leg. Perry's a junior. He did have a miss last week, but it was a 55-yard attempt against Whitehaven. This one, they'll have the ball on this near hash. Appears to be a 31-yard attempt. With 12 on the play clock. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up. And the kick is good. So Paxton Perry, from 31 yards out, makes it a double-digit lead early for the Eagles. Score, 4:27 to go, first quarter, Brentwood Academy 10, Father Ryan 0. This is Father Ryan football on ATW Sportscast. Brentwood Academy prepares to kick off after the 31-yard field goal extended the lead for the Eagles to 10-0. 4:27 to go first quarter. A couple of scores of note. Macaulay leads Knox Catholic 21-13 in the second quarter. Again, that game started a half hour before ours did. Big game, of course, especially with Father Ryan in the East Division. This kind of weird East and West split. You got Nashville teams on both sides, just the way they had to slice it to get it even. But with Father Ryan on the East side, at least this year, it's a deep kick. Fielded at the 1, to the 10, to the 15. Hard hit will make the tackle for Brentwood Academy. Jalen Jones on the stop. But it was Cameron Bosley, number 85. Another freshman getting playing time for this Father Ryan team. So Innsworth 7, Baylor 0 in the first. And that's a really good Baylor team. Father Ryan fans know that all too well. And so from, they'll say, the 16-yard line, that far hash, or near the, actually more towards midfield, 3 receivers for Father Ryan as they will bring, I believe that's Erdman in motion, faking the jet sweep run up the middle. A nice hole, nice acceleration there, and that's Antonio Wright, his first carry of the game. Got a good, looks like 6 or 7 yards. And it was Lubbins, number 33, one of those very skilled linebackers, making the stop for Brentwood Academy. 8-yard gain for Antonio Wright, sets up 2nd and 7. Less than 4 minutes to go in this first quarter. Brentwood Academy leads Father Ryan 10-0. It's going to be a fake handoff, and Tabscott slides. He's close to the yardage needed for a first down, which will be just on the other side of the Irish 26-yard line. I know you get that, feeling when you see Tabscott run with the ball saying, slide, please, stay healthy. But he's so close to the marker, I guess they're going to try and figure out what. Well, apparently they said the play didn't count. So 1st and 10, Father Ryan from the 26. They're going to set up a receiver screen. Parker Erdman receives it on the near side. Gets a block. Tries to get to this near sideline past the 30. And a couple of Eagles defenders will bring him down. So you had Reggie Reed and Aaron Lubbins in there on the stop. Father Ryan's got a read. James Reed, number 5. Brentwood Academy has a read. Reggie Reed, also number 5. I was reading there on that assist or half tackle, call it what you will. A 5-yard game, though, for the Irish. Less than 3 minutes to go first quarter. It's 10-0, Brentwood Academy leading Father Ryan. 3-receiver look. And out of the gun. Can be a handoff. BA quick to the ball. Nice second effort. It won't get the first down, but it'll get a little closer. Antonio Wright had the carry from this particular angle. Could not read his number hitting the line, but not surprising with the way he tends to churn his legs. Got him close. So this 3rd and 1, or a long one. 2:24 to go first quarter. Brentwood Academy 10. Father Ryan 0. The Irish in this 3rd and short. There's Richard Bryan out wide. Parker Erdman in the slot. There's some cowbells. This will be a handoff. First down for the Irish. Antonio Wright gets the ball near the 40-yard line. It's interesting to see those sideline markers. The first home game for Father Ryan this year, they had with the number 3, had the orange background to it, which is kind of interesting. This one they have tonight here at Brentwood Academy is like an LED. It's this technology, an amazing thing. So 1st and 10, less than 2 minutes to go here in this first quarter. Brentwood Academy 10, Father Ryan 0. The Irish with the ball at the 40. It's going to be a handoff. And Jaden Robinson to this near side. It's going to be a flag. It's coming back. A holding penalty against Father Ryan in all likelihood. Penalties that plagued the Irish. Like I mentioned before, they've also plagued Brentwood Academy the last couple of weeks. But it's holding. And it's tough against this Brentwood Academy defense, so quick to the ball. In that case, Irish will be assessed with a 10-yard penalty. It's going to be spotted with the nose of the ball right at the 30-yard line. 1st and 20 now for Father Ryan. The Irish will need to get the ball right at midfield to get a first down. 1:40 to go first quarter. It's going to be Erdman in the far slot. On that far side, Richard Bryant. DC Tapp's got the junior quarterback out of the gun. It's going to roll that far side. Trying to buy time. Throws for Richard Bryant. Incomplete. Nothing Bryant can really do to get to it. Although a wise throw. If you're going to miss towards the sideline, not towards where the defender is. Nevertheless, it falls incomplete. So 91 seconds remain in the first quarter. It's Brentwood Academy 10, Father Ryan 0. There's a flag, so we'll see what this is. Father Ryan's walking backward. So another holding penalty against Father Ryan. That's back-to-back plays with a holding penalty. So they were looking at 1st and 20 with the ball at their own 30. I think it's from the spot of the foul, so it won't necessarily be the 20. In fact, it won't be. Looks like the 19. So inside their own 20, Father Ryan looking at, they managed to convert 1st and 36 last week, so never say never, but it's tough enough against Brentwood Academy to have 1st and 10, not looking at a 1st and very long. This trips receivers that far side. There's that quarterback's design keeper, DC Tabscott. And you feel your heart racing when he runs with the ball, a lump in your throat, just hoping, be safe out there. And he managed to pick up some nice yardage. They'll say he finally will be stopped at the 22-yard line. So second and 27 for Father Ryan. 1:05 to go first quarter. Brentwood Academy 10, Father Ryan 0. It's been a fast-moving first quarter. Father Ryan won the opening coin toss, deferred, so they will receive the ball to start the second half. BA scored rather quickly on its first possession, then added a field goal to that. Now Father Ryan, 4 receivers, 2 to the near side, 2 to the far. Tabscott steps up, throws near side, complete. Josh Pfeiffer, 35-yard line. Nice pickup of yardage there. Still 15 yards from the line needed to get a first down, but a nice chunk of yardage picked up right there. And that's with DC Tabscott. When he has time to throw, he can pick apart his own defense. He's good at hitting those sideline passes. The Irish are rather adept at getting him there. So the ball, they'll say, officially spotted at the 36-yard line of the Irish. It'll be 3rd and 14. 15 seconds and counting. The Father Ryan doesn't have to snap the ball here. 10 seconds now on the play clock, or the game clock, 15 on the play clock, so they could let it hit 0 if they don't like the way the matchup looks. And the clock hits triple zeros, and that's the end of the first quarter. Your score after 1, Brentwood Academy 10, Father Ryan High School 0. Back after just a quick break here. This is Father Ryan Football on ATW Sportscast. So we prepare to begin the second quarter here on the campus of Brentwood Academy. I'm Lou Pickney with you in this solo call tonight with ATW Sportscast. Father Ryan trails 10-0 to the four-time defending state champs. The Irish now, after facing I don't think I've ever called a first and 36 play, and now back-to-back weeks. Who knew? So Father Ryan, for starting on this particular effort on 1st and 10, back-to-back holding penalties, scrambled to make it 3rd and 14 as we start the second quarter. A little trouble with the snap. Tabscott's going to throw high and deep, interception. It's a second pick from Tabscott in this game. Return toward this near side could be trouble. That's Horton, Jackson Horton. Ankle tackles missed by the 20. He'll finally be tackled around the 10-yard line. Big defensive play for Brentwood Academy. It was Blake Bosselman making the tackle, and if Blake hadn't been able to make it there, I'm not sure the Irish can be able to stop Horton. So Jackson Horton. Interesting with Horton, he's a transfer. There's actually an Auburn High School in Auburn, Alabama, and that's where he was playing. And what a pickup for BA, and paid off right there. Tabscott on 3rd and long, trying to throw deep. Horton with a pick, and with a 10-0 lead early in this second quarter, Brentwood Academy knocking on the door again. It's actually 1st and goal with the ball right at the 10-yard line. We'll send the receiver in motion to set up James on the run to this near side, out of bounds. Around the 3, maybe the 4-yard line. James Reed in there, also Anthony Wright. So they stop the clock, 11:37 to go, second quarter. Brentwood Academy 10, Father Ryan 0. So Irish making some substitutions, try and bring in a little bit of size on this defensive line. And you almost never see BA go under center. It's be a toss play and a touchdown for Brentwood Academy. And it's Jordan James, not showing any ill effects from the hip injury that kept him out of the second half last week against Whitehaven. That makes it 16-0 Brentwood Academy with an extra point pending. And again, they always line up, almost always at least, Brentwood Academy to see if they may go for 2, depending on the look. And with 15 seconds now on the play clock, they'll bring out the kicking unit. And it's the punter, was the backup holder essentially, because Wade Williams was the holder. Williams now injured. It goes to Perez as the hold. Paxton Perry, extra point. And it's up and good. So 11 minutes, 32 seconds to go, second quarter. It's now Brentwood Academy 17, Father Ryan 0. A couple of more score updates. Last word still 7-0, Innsworth leading Baylor. I know that Baylor defense is very stout, but Innsworth with that lead there. McCauley, who looked very good coming here into the stadium 2 weeks ago and beating a very strong Brentwood Academy team we're seeing tonight. It's McCauley 28, Knoxville Catholic 13. Welcome to Division II AAA Knox Catholic. It doesn't get any easier from here. Oh, that McCauley team is stacked, I got to tell you. I mean, it's D'Angelo Hardy. He's going to Kennesaw State. He's just trying to stop that defense, unless they have a problem with the snap or something, or their offense, I should say, finding a defense to stop it. Even the best. It's McCauley is one to look out for in the playoffs this year. Father Ryan has a trip slated on the schedule down to Chattanooga to face McCauley later this year. So it's Brentwood Academy 17, Father Ryan 0 early in the second quarter, so still a lot of football to be played. Del Tabscott was just trying to make a play happen on 3rd and 12, 3rd and long. But it was Horton with the interception. Got it down to the Father Ryan 10. A couple plays later, it was James, the running back. And for the score, extra point made it 17-0. So Aiden Nelson is back along with the freshman, Cameron Bosley. They're actually both freshmen. And Nelson will see the ball break the plane on the goal line, so it's an automatic touchback. Probably for the best. He had a little trouble hauling it in. So Father Ryan will start 1st and 10 from its own 20-yard line. 11 minutes, 32 seconds to go. Early here in the second quarter, but it's been basically all Brentwood Academy thus far. So Father Ryan's offense gathered on that far side, talking things over. Both teams utilize players on their line that play both sides of the ball. Father Ryan has to mix it up a bit more with their defensive linemen, especially losing Amari Chapman the last play of the first game of the season. So out of the shotgun, just go over the head of Tabscott. This could be trouble. Just jump on it. And there's actually not Tabscott. It's Matthew Derrick in there. So Matthew Derrick in at quarterback. And some trouble out of the gate for Derrick. Ball gets away from him. Wisely jumped on it, though. Sometimes players will try and make a play happen. It ends up turning what's a bad situation into something far worse. So the clock runs. 11:08 to go, second quarter. Brentwood Academy 17. Father Ryan 0. So after moving Antonio Wright, the running back, to his right, Matthew Derrick, and standing in his own end zone. It's going to be a handoff. Antonio Wright tries to bounce it to the outside, does, but 3 or 4 defenders there for Brentwood Academy to bring him down, including Philip Husband, number 57. So Josh Pfeiffer in for Father Ryan at receiver. Matthew Beacom as well, looking at third. Irish need to get the ball to the 30-yard line, so after the trouble with that snap on first down and not much on second, 3rd and 28 for the Irish. 10:20 to go, second quarter. Brentwood Academy 17, Father Ryan 0. 5 for the lone receiver to this near side. So Irish go double tight end. Really tight end with an H-back. And that's Becker. Cole Becker, the H-back, a handoff. Father Ryan just trying to find some breathing room. Maybe back to the original line of scrimmage. So it was Antonio Wright on that carry. It's difficult to see who just exactly it was that made the tackle for BA. And they'll officially will say Curtis Johnson, number 16, in there. So now a punt for Father Ryan. Zach Wesnowski does all the kicking duties for Father Ryan, with the exception of the occasional quarterback pooch punt. For BA, their turn man standing at the Irish 42. A flag's down. It's a blocked punt, and it's a touchdown. We'll see what the flag is. If it's a touchdown, it'll make it 23-0 Brentwood Academy. Let's see what the officials say. It was a procedure penalty against Father Ryan. That has plagued Father Ryan this year, although in this case, Brentwood Academy will decline the penalty, the blocked punt, and a touchdown. It's now 23-0 Brentwood Academy, and they get to try an extra point. So to say this game is not going the way Father Ryan envisioned would be an understatement at this point. There's a reason this Brentwood Academy program has won 4 consecutive state titles. Here from the booth, though, there was Lovins. They got the block officially for BA. As I note, he can cover sideline to sideline as a linebacker, and they're able to get the pressure on Wesnowski. The blocked punt. And then recovery in the end zone for BA, and it's now Eagles 24, Irish 0. Early though, second quarter. So it's a 3-possession game still, but it's 3 the hard way. 24, 3 touchdowns, 3 two-point conversions. Although at this point, Father Ryan's just looking to get some points on the board. And Father Ryan with a pair of freshmen back to return. Aiden Nelson on that far side. Cameron Bosley. Bosley, number 86 on this near side. There's only so much space on a roster page. Some of my freshmen I've got on a secondary page, and that's been helpful to have. I'm glad I just didn't discard that to the side. Been problematic in identifications. Father Ryan will use certain younger players. Think about what Father Ryan has set up now with the junior high youth football, the Nashville Catholic Panthers. Definitely encouraging for the long term. Some experience, learning things the right way, the fundamentals, etc. The players coming up, and many of whom will play in all likelihood for the Irish. 9:21 to go second quarter. It's 24-0 BA, and they're kicking off. Spinning kick. Played at the 1. Nelson takes it past the 10, past the 20. As a waist tackle to bring him down on the 24-yard line. So good return by Nelson. Father Ryan will start with the ball at its own 24-yard line, down by 24 points, 9:14 to go second quarter. And we'll see who the Irish send out at quarterback. They started with DC Tapscott, had a pair of interceptions, and then Matthew Derrick, number 4, into the game. And so Derrick will be in there again on this 1st and 10 from the Irish 24-yard line. 9:14 to go second quarter. Be a throw, Derrick, to that far side, incomplete, intended for Richard Bryant. Bryant was open. It was a somewhat narrow path there with 2 defenders in the vicinity, but it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10. So on 2nd and 10, it'll be 3 receivers, 2 to the far side for the Irish. Derrick out of the gun. Really only 5 players up on defense for Brentwood Academy. And Jaden Robinson, number 22, trying to take advantage on that run. Gained 3 or 4 yards. Be between 6 and 7 yards needed to get the first down. The Irish have to get the ball to their own 34-yard line for a fresh set of downs. 8:50 to go second quarter. Brentwood Academy 24, Father Ryan nothing. A reminder, though, 1 week from tonight, homecoming. Be a fun time on Father Ryan's campus as Germantown makes a trip over on I-40. But that's next week. Now for the Irish down 24-0. Derrick at quarterback on this 3rd down. A handoff. Jaden Robinson tries to find the edge on that far side. 2nd effort, but not nearly enough to get the first down. Maybe to the 30 at best for a 1 or 2 yard gain. The clock runs 8:20 here in this second quarter. It's Brentwood Academy 24, Father Ryan 0. And it appears the Irish are set to punt. I'll credit Curtis and Jones on the stop for Brentwood Academy. There's Amari Biggers set to return, standing at his own 30-yard line. More pressure by BA this time. Wesnowski gets the punt away, takes an Irish roll after bouncing near the 40-yard line of the Eagles, and will go out of bounds at the 36-yard line of Brentwood Academy. So not too bad with that punt. No return, which is always helpful if you're the punting team. Angling for the sideline. So for Father Ryan's defense, the challenge right here, can they force a turnover? Father Ryan, which came into this game, a huge disparity in turnovers. Look at the other stats. By and large, they're even if Father Ryan doesn't have the edge. But turnovers and penalties, they plagued this Father Ryan team. They could use a turnover forced here by its defense. Here on this 1st and 10, 7:48 to go second quarter. Brentwood Academy leading 24-0. So it'll be Taylor Montiel. And again, he wasn't their regular quarterback until injury forced him in last week. Wade Williams. He did play some, did Montiel, but Williams, by and large, was in there as a running quarterback. That's not Montiel. He's going to hand it off. Spin move by James. Tries to get to the near side. Stiff arm on Reed. Finally goes out of bounds. He'll have the first down for Brentwood Academy. They'll mark him out at the 45-yard line of the Eagles. Tough in there for Zach Smith trying to get over. Get a player as shifty as Jordan James is. Makes it difficult. And with 20 seconds on the play clock, we're seeing more and more of this. The teams evaluating on offense, looking to the sideline for maybe some adjustments. And with 14 on the play clock, Montiel throws over the middle. In and out of the hands of the would-be interception. So William Edmondson there. Pass was intended for Landon Wells. And this is where Father Ryan, if they're going to get back into this one, they've got to make some plays like that happen. They've got to have an interception because Montiel, 24-0, he's a gunslinger type. He's going to get out there and just keep throwing it. And again, as I noted earlier, he's a verbal commit to go to Mississippi State to play baseball. Strong lefty. He'll hand it off. Oh, a hard hit. Tackle for loss. It was James on the carry, Jordan James. Notice that was Matthew Beacom in there, number 8. And they'll say Matthew Zito as well. So a couple players colliding in there. Zito in there at linebacker. He's been somewhat limited in his snaps last few weeks. Irish hoping to get him in there. Well, you see Father Ryan again going with that 3-3-5 look. That's three defensive backs. They're safeties, almost like a cover three. Dropping Anthony right back. It's a completion. First down, Brentwood Academy into Irish territory at the 40-yard line. I think that was 11, Landon Wells. I didn't quite get a look at him. I was trying to survey Father Ryan's defense. They went to a cover three. This time Anthony Wright's going to come up and go for a run blitz. But it's a throw to the far side. Great play by Matthew Beacom, knocking the ball down. I mentioned this earlier with reason. Talked with the BA crew as well. They mentioned what I already saw on tape. The lower throwing angle for Brentwood Academy with Montiel in there versus when they had Wade Williams. Although Williams was much more apt to run with the ball versus throwing it. The opposite is true for Montiel. 6:38 to go second quarter. Brentwood Academy 24, Father Ryan 0. BA sends Curtis to that far side. See that hard throw ended out of the hands of the intended receiver, Malik Archie. Hey, Montiel. That's firing balls in there so quick, even his own receivers have trouble bringing it in. That's a strong arm. So now it'll be 3rd and 10. Brentwood Academy at the Irish 40-yard line. 6:33 to go, second quarter. It's Brentwood Academy 24, Father Ryan High School 0. 4 receivers, 2 on either side, and a running back standing to the left of the quarterback, Taylor Montiel. 11 seconds on the play clock. It's Wells and Archie, the receivers on the near side for BA. And running backward, Montiel. Zito forced him to throw it, and it's a completion to the 10 to the 5 into the end zone. Touchdown, Brentwood Academy. And it's Jordan James from 40 yards out. And Brentwood Academy now leads 30-0. 6:24 to go second quarter. So for a BA team that lost its starting quarterback last week, without one of its better receivers, I might add as well, Preston Sagan. He actually plays both sides of the ball. He'll be back later this year. And it's going to be a 2-point try. Throw to the near side for James. Tries to spin out of it. Goes out of bounds. So a conversion fails as Montiel, they like the look. They'll do that sometimes. Well, Brentwood Academy, even with this lead, that's it's just them reading the situation. It's a risk reward. Do they think they can get it? And it's an opportunity, if nothing else, to give that a try in live action. So with the conversion failure, it's 30-0. Brentwood Academy leading Father Ryan. Still a lot of time left. We're still midway through the second quarter. But for Father Ryan, the pair of turnovers, a tough time stopping the passing game and the run for that matter, but especially the passing game. Very prolific. I mean, it's almost certainly not a blessing to have anybody get hurt, but Wade Williams not being in there as much as he torched the Irish on the ground last year. Montiel is going to uncork the ball. And it will be, again, Paxton Perry set to kick off. Cannon of a leg. So the Irish with Nelson on the far deep side. On the near side, Boss Slay. They're both freshmen. They both have some speed. And we'll see if Paxton Perry can reach the end zone on this kickoff. High spinning kick should be returnable. From the 5, it's Nelson. Cuts that far side past the 20. Spin move to the 25. A for effort. Got about as much of that as you could have hoped for. Nice return by Nelson. Sets up Father Ryan 1st and 10 from his own 27-yard line. So Father Ryan will receive the ball to start the second half. They got all their timeouts at this point, but staring down a 30-0 lead. And the game had already had to switch quarterbacks after Tapscott had the pair of interceptions. And it was tough going for Derrick in there, backup quarterback, Matthew Derrick. Trouble on his very first snap in there. Had to work out of a tight spot in the shadow of his end zone. A little more room on this 1st and 10. 6:16 to go second quarter. BA leads Father Ryan by 30. This is going to be a handoff. Antonio Wright, and there's just not much room there. Brentwood Academy has tremendous size on its defensive line. Guys like James Stewart and Philip Husband in there. I'll also say Elijah Oatsfall, when their linebackers in there on the stop as well. But the point with, Stewart, they list him as 6'3", 230, but I think that's a little bit under reported as far as the weight goes. Certainly has the size. So 2nd and 8, the clock rolls, 5:40 to go second quarter. 4 receivers for the Irish. Only bring 3 to the Eagles. Pressure-wise, it's incomplete. A little high on the pass intended for Josh Pfeiffer on this near side. The play itself looked good, but unable to connect, so now it'll be 3rd and 8. 5:33 to go second quarter. Brentwood Academy 30, Father Ryan 0. But again, next week for Father Ryan, it's homecoming, Pride in the Pit barbecue contest. Should be a lot of fun on Father Ryan's campus. Germantown pays a visit from West Tennessee. On this 3rd and 8, Derek under pressure, tries to roll. He's going to get sacked. Finally get a whistle. 3 or 4 players.
Tell them that we have a video problem. We're working on it right now.
I'm told we're having video issues at the moment, so I'll do my best to describe the action to you. So 5:13 and counting second quarter. Father Ryan trails 30-0. And so it'll be Zach Wesnowski set to punt. And Amari Biggers standing. He'll finally find himself at his own 48-yard line. See how much pressure, if any, BA brings. They'll bring some heat. Good blocking on that, and the punt is away. Fair catch called for and made dangerous. Biggers was able to bring it in. So you'll officially spot the ball at the Irish 46. For BA, the last thing you want to do is see your return man having to reach back to try and make a fair catch, but they brought it in cleanly. Credit to him on that. So less than 5 minutes to go, second quarter. Brentwood Academy leads 30-0. They have the ball at the Father Ryan 46-yard line. That'll be Montiel back out at quarterback. Number 27, Caleb Brooks, the receiver to this near side. It's a tight end in an H-back to go with the halfback, James. A handoff. Jordan James tries to kick to the outside. Torrey Herron got him. At least the way it looked from here. Herron got a handful of jersey, was not willing to let go. So Jordan Jones, they'll say he had a half yard or so, maybe a full yard gained before Herron was able to finally bring him down with some help. The clock continues to run. 4:25 to go second quarter. H-back moves to the near side. It's going to be a handoff. Jordan James. James trying to stretch to this near side. Gets to the outside. Tries to get the corner. Forced out of bounds by Reed at the Father Ryan 40-yard line. That's a 5-yard gain. Sets up the 3rd and 4. Oh, they'll set it actually the Father Ryan 39. So make that 3rd and 3. 4:11 to go second quarter. Father Ryan trailing 30-0. So Brentwood Academy will bring Curtis Johnson to the sideline as they cycle in some players. Montiel will look to the sideline with 15 seconds on the play clock. Father Ryan could sure use a stop here, to put it mildly. Another handoff. That's James, found a cut. This could be trouble. Past the 20, to the 10, to the 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Brentwood Academy. Jordan James. For a guy that had a hip pointer 1 week ago, he's having himself one heck of a night for Brentwood Academy. The long run on 3rd down. So from 39 yards out, it's James making it 36-0 Brentwood Academy, and they're going to try for the traditional extra point kick here. A little low on the snap, but they pulled it in. Kick, plenty of leg. So 4:02 to go second quarter. Your score, Brentwood Academy 37, Father Ryan 0. This is Father Ryan Football on ATW Sportscast. 4:02 to go second quarter, and Brentwood Academy on the long touchdown run by Jordan James, extra point, has made it 37-0 Eagles. And it's been one-sided for Brentwood Academy in their last several meetings with the Irish. Unless things take a drastic turnaround, it appears to be the case again tonight. Nelson from the 1 to the 10 to the 15, tries to cut to the corner, go for that edge, spun around and tackled on the 18 or 19-yard line. Aaron Lovins was over there to make the stop, number 33. So here's what Father Ryan's looking at. Down by 37 points. They have the ball, I guess they'll say closer to the 20 than I thought. The ball spotted on that far hash of the 19-yard line. 3:53 to go, second quarter. It'll be, again, Matthew Derrick out at quarterback. 5 for the receiver on this near side. Parker Erdman in the slot. Almost 12 seconds on the play clock. Be a handoff, and Jaden Robinson trying to find some room on that far side. There just is not much space there. Brentwood Academy stuffing up the running holes in a hurry, even they try to stretch it out. So now at this point, it's still a standard clock operation. But if we get to the second half and the scores 35 points or greater for the lead for Brentwood Academy, it'll become a running clock. I mean, you got to think last year, BA won 43-3. Year before, 38-13. The year before, 53-2. Year before, 45-7. You get the idea, though. So Father Ryan looking at a major deficit, 3:14 and counting second quarter. Go 3 wide receivers, 2 to the near side. With Matthew Derrick at quarterback. Look toward that far side. Think about throwing to Robinson. The ball comes loose as he's sacked. A sack strip. We'll see if the Irish managed to recover or if the Eagles got it. And Brentwood Academy has recovered. It's been an absolute nightmare of a first half of the Irish. Whereas for the Eagles, who have had a couple of really tight, exciting games through the last 2 weeks, lived a homestand for them after playing Florence, Alabama. Of all the places to play, that's where I was born. And, but they went down there and got that victory. Only loss in the season thus far for BA was 2 weeks ago against Macaulay. Macaulay is on Father Ryan's schedule later this year. 2:58 to go second quarter. Brentwood Academy leads by 37 points, and they've got the ball 1st and 10 from the Irish 8. And again, it's going to be a handoff. Not much room. And so it was Manny Scott on the run as they've spelled James for the moment. Second and goal from the 6. The clock continues to run, approaching the 2:30 mark of the second quarter. BA leads Father Ryan 37-0. A little trouble with the communication on the handoff. Irish have a force out of bounds. I don't know if you count that as a tackle for loss when you drive the receiver to the sideline, but a loss on the play. Saw Jackson Brown getting in there. Torrey Heron in the vicinity. Had Becker, linebacker. So 3rd and 11, they'll say. The clock is stopped at the moment, 2:20 to go. I guess because of the out of bounds, it makes sense. So 3rd and goal from the 11. Montiel throws back corner end zone incomplete. Anthony Wright was out there in coverage. Intended receiver was Elijah Oatsfall. And it appears that Brentwood Academy, for the second time here in this first half, will attempt a field goal. And as noted, Paxton Perry. Very talented kicker with a strong leg. So Oatsfall comes over to the sideline for Brentwood Academy. This would make it 40-0 BA. We're still in the second quarter. And the kick by Perry, and plenty of leg, and it's good. 2 minutes, 7 seconds to go, second quarter. It's now 40-0, Brentwood Academy leading Father Ryan. If the Irish aren't able to get a touchdown between now and halftime, we'll come out for the second half of a running clock. This going much better than it has. Just been very one-sided. There's no way to try and spin it. Father Ryan, a pair of interceptions. Had the sack on Derek with the fumble, recovered by BA. So again, it'll be Cameron Bosley on this near side, number 86. Aiden Nelson, number 44 on that far side. And Father Ryan has utilized several freshmen.
Paxton Perry set to kick. Paxton's going to need a massage at halftime with his leg. He's got to be worn out.
Boy,
that's a great kick.
Good looking. It just sounded different, didn't it?
It did. Great job by Paxton Perry. So I want to send a special shout out, Chris. We have like 3 fans I know that watch the game, but one that watches every week in Paris, Tennessee, is number 79, Luke Collins, the senior. His grandmother, Sherry Blanchard. Obviously, you remember Will Collins, who graduated last year. Luke, a senior, has gone through some injuries, gotten a start this year. The coaches keep talking about he's doing a great job week in and week out. But we wanted to send a special shout-out to Miss Sherry, who watches every game. For some reason she thinks we're decent, so we need to get her as our agent.
One thing special about her is she's from Kingston. So, you know, it's really she lives there now. But
okay.
She's from Kingston, so that makes her special in and of itself.
Father Ryan down 40, keeps it on the ground. Gain of 1. Number 25, Jalen Jones with the tackle. Thought Coach White might call timeout. He's got 3.
I'll give a halftime score. Macaulay 28, Catholic 13. Glad to contribute 1 score of interest.
Ravenwood 7, Brentwood High 6.
Wow.
Eagleville 27, Community 0.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thought Community would give them a better game.
Not tonight. Father Ryan keeps it on the ground. Jones, one of the first guys there, also a host of Eagles. Christian Murphy's going to have some work to do, I think, in this second half, helping us spot. Stay tuned. We will announce as many names as possible in this second half. At least Christian and I will. Chris will be keeping up with scores.
I'm going to take a nap.
Innsworth and Baylor tied at 7 at the half.
Man, that's a really good game. Love to be watching that, too. Love to watch all these. NBA at MUS, last score you had was NBA 7-0. Has anything changed there? Have you seen anything?
We lost our intern.
That would be a serious upset.
Father Ryan down 40, keeps it on the ground again. Gets enough for a first down. It's almost, Chris, like they want the clock to keep running and go get some orange slices and Capri Sun.
Don't even think it's a bad strategy at this point.
No. In fact, there was a big tailgate out the south end zone as Rocky Kalmus looks like he might be going for some Sonic. So, big tailgate for Father Ryan parents right behind the gate in the back. It might get big, really big in the second half.
They say, may or may not win the game, but always win the tailgate.
You know what? The buddy of mine I saw back there said that exact comment.
See?
Derek keeps it on the ground. And that will be the final play of the half as Father Ryan, it was anything they could do. Brentwood Academy Eagles go sprinting off. Father Ryan taking their way into halftime with James Stewart on the final tackle along with Elijah Osfall. So at half, that's not a misprint. It's Brentwood Academy 40, Father Ryan 0.
So we approach the end of halftime here. Campus of Brentwood Academy. Carlton Flatt Field, where it has been decidedly in the favor of the Eagles through the first 2 quarters. It's Brentwood Academy 40, Father Ryan 0. Irish started with D.C. Tapscott at quarterback, but after a pair of interceptions, he was spelled at the signal caller position by Matthew Derrick. However, for the Irish, their fortunes did not turn around with that, and BA ended with 4 touchdowns, or actually Yeah, 5 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion try that didn't go, so that's 34. A pair of field goals makes it 40. Now, Father Ryan will receive the ball to start the second half, and we'll see what kind of adjustments they made at halftime. But the reality is they're going to go with the running clock, which is the rule if it's a 35-point or larger deficit in the second half. So this one may go a bit quicker than you would typically expect unless Father Ryan's able to get a touchdown relatively early and try and stop the clock. But there's a reason that this Brentwood Academy team has been so successful even this season. I mean, they lost McCauley here, but that's a great McCauley team, I tell you what. And they beat a really good team out of Memphis last week, Whitehaven. And that was a game where they lost Williams mid-game, their usual starting quarterback, and they lost. We've seen how good James is running the ball. They didn't have him either for the second half last week, Jordan James. I might add, Jordan James is a sophomore. So you figure he'll only get better for BA over the next couple of seasons. The scores as of last note, McCauley beating Knox Catholic 35-13 in the third quarter, maybe to the fourth now, I don't know. It was 7-7 early, but McCauley has pulled away. That's a really tough McCauley team. Germantown coming to Father Ryan 1 week from tonight. They're down 10-7 at the half against Olive Branch, Mississippi. NBA leads Memphis University School 7-0 at the half. That game's in Memphis. It's JP2 beating Christian Brothers at the half, 14-7. Also Memphis area game. That's part of being on the west side of the division split for JP2. They get to go to Memphis a couple of times. Briarcrest 42-0. The route is on against St. Benedict. And Good Pasture, actually Lipscomb Academy is on Father Ryan's schedule later this year. Trent Dilfer, the former NFL quarterback, ESPN personality, now a high school head coach. And Lipscomb, his team, leads Good Pasture 28-14. So we approach time for kickoff here of the second half. So for the Irish, it'll be Cameron Bosley and Aiden Nelson. Bosley on the near side, Nelson the far, and they kick off to start the second half. Goes into the end zone, touchback. So Father Ryan will begin its first drive of the second half from its own 20-yard line early in this third quarter. But the clock will run. That's hence the running clock, why they call it that. So for Father Ryan, if they want to stop the running clock, they'd have to do it quickly. We'll see if they send Derek back out at quarterback. They're going to see if Tabscott's back out there or what the Irish have in mind. I mean, sorry to reach the point of the game, even though it's just halftime, now 30 seconds plus past halftime. We get that running clock. I mean, the idea of coming back from 40 points down against Brentwood Academy is daunting enough, but the time is going to make it exceptionally difficult. And so it is DC Tabscott appears back in at quarterback on this 1st and 10. Play fake, throws to the near side, complete. Josh Pfeiffer spun around. The ball came out. That's a live ball, and Brentwood Academy recovers. It's Caleb Lyons in there. Seemed to rip the ball free. Pfeiffer is trying to spin out. So it will be Eagles ball. Father Ryan, its first play from scrimmage to start the second half. Almost emblematic from the way this game has gone for the Irish, down by 40 points. So Montiel, the quarterback, remains in the game. The left-handed, he was a backup, but he was like a QB2 for him to spell Williams. In this 1st and 10, it's going to be a handoff. Father Ryan with some treble tackling. Finally, Grayson Hubbock makes the stop. There's Manny Scott on the run. And I wonder if we're going to see any more tonight of Jordan James. He's 3 touchdowns, so it's not like for lack of ability, but just with that hit pointer he was dealing with, BA already got a lot out of him tonight. So on this 1st and 10, be another run up the middle. The Irish were there for about a maybe 2-yard stop at most. Cole Becker. And then on the play, Dylan Timmons, number 9 as well. See Torrey Heron, several players in that area. It's about a 2-yard gain for Manny Scott. Caleb Brooks, the receiver, to this near side for BA, 2 to the far. Another handoff. Nice tackle by Cole Becker. Went low, took the legs out. Stopped Manny Scott after probably a minimal at best gain. Cole Becker has really stepped up for Father Ryan this season. So they'll say 3rd and 7, the ball now at the Irish 8-yard line. Now, Brentwood Academy can get a first down without getting a touchdown. They get to inside the 2, and it's going to be a run to the outside. He stopped around the 10. The ball comes out, but after the out of bounds. Reed was in there along with Hubbock. And corners and safeties having to come up on run help. That's one of the advantages if you have the shadow of your own goal line. It's not an ideal spot for a team to be in, but at least it's more of a compressed field. So on 4th and 9, appears Paxton Perry will attempt his 3rd field goal of this game. He's 2 for 2. And he missed one last week, but that was a 55-yard attempt, and he almost hit it. He's a dangerous weapon for the Eagles. It's a clean snap and a clean hold. Kick is spinning, and it's good. So the clock, I guess at least they will stop it with the scores. They'll set things up, and then once kickoff happens, the running clock returns. 8:22 to go, 3rd quarter. It's now Brentwood Academy 43, Father Ryan 0. A good time to mention something about the Father Ryan golf team at the regionals coming up just a few days from now, September 23rd. That's an exciting thing coming up for Father Ryan. Also, rugby fans, the inaugural Irish Rugger Fest. That's this weekend, tomorrow and Sunday, Saturday and Sunday at Father Ryan. Rugby sport's a lot of fun. Very physical sport, but certainly if you like football, there are a lot of similar elements to it, kind of like Australian rules football as well. So that's coming up Father Ryan this weekend, the inaugural Irish Rugger Fest. Here with traditional American football, it's Brentwood Academy 43, Father Ryan 0. Irish hoping their next drive goes better than their first, which was a completion and a fumble recovered by the Eagles. Now, I'll say this for Father Ryan, that they showed out in numbers here tonight. They knew that Father Ryan was facing a very tough opponent, but still supporting their Irish nonetheless. So the second kickoff of this second half be fielded by Nelson at the 5, to the 10, to the 15. Tries to get to the near side, to the 25. Tries to get around a defender. Finally spun down just to the Brentwood Academy side of Father Ryan's 30-yard line. First and 10, Father Ryan. The ball will be, we'll say, at the 31. And it was a Campbell Smith on the stop. One down thing when having one problem, you've got a lot of papers in front of you. Sometimes it's tough to, you think you got your roster. No, that was the Ruggerfest read. So here comes Father Ryan now, 1st and 10. The running clock, 7:17 and counting, 3rd quarter. The average down by 43 points. Tabscott hands off. A 2 or maybe 3-yard gain. And it was Jaden Robinson on the run. So Center and Spell, number 87 and 41 respectively. Logan Spell had a really good run for BA last week. That's a big part of that win over Whitehaven. Remember, they lost James, we've seen tonight, very strong running back. Still managed to get the win. Helped on defense there. So on this 2nd and 7, pile moving forward. I believe that was Antonio Wright. And indeed, Antonio Wright on the carry. Churning his legs. Gets to a 3rd and 1. Well, initially that far marker was on the 39-yard line. Really not the 38. So 3rd and a short 2 for the Irish. 6:20 and counting, 3rd quarter. Father Ryan down by 43 points. It's going to be a keeper. Tabscott has the first down, faked the handoff to Antonio Wright, kept it himself, and that'll move the chains. So the nose of the ball is right at the Father Ryan 45-yard line. Less than 6 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Brentwood Academy 43, Father Ryan 0. 3 receivers to that far side. 1st and 10, Tabscott throws far side complete. Erdman knocked out of bounds after about a 4 or 5-yard gain. Amir Noor knocked him out of bounds. So Noor with a stop at a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5, 5:33 and counting third quarter. Pfeiffer will come to this near side as the closest receiver to us. Parker Erdman in the slot. Tabscott out of the shotgun. Hardly any pressure except for one player coming his way. He's going to throw high. Incomplete. Tried to thread the needle to get the ball to Josh Pfeiffer. Couldn't bring it in, but better to throw it away than leave him with too much air under it. He was also being pressured. One player chasing after you, but that's all you need to feel the pressure trying to get out of the way. So 3rd and 5. 5 minutes and counting third quarter. Father Ryan now looking at a 3rd and 5. Trying to get into Brentwood Academy territory for the first time in the second half. It's a handoff, and Jaden Robinson has the first down. And past the 45 down to about the 43-yard line. So Father Ryan get a sustained drive going, if nothing else here. The Father Ryan band playing. A little quick stinger, a little 10-second thing of music, and then on to the next play. As the Irish are quick to the line, 1st and 10. 2 receivers to that far side. Tabscott goes through his progressions. Going to throw incomplete. Intended for Matthew Beacom. Had a defender there in his vicinity. Couldn't tell if it blocked his vision or if he tipped it a little bit. Whatever the case is, incomplete. But, of course, with the running clock, incompletions don't matter as far as the time of the game. Now, 4 minutes and counting in this third quarter, and the Irish down by 43 points. So on 2nd and 10, be a handoff. Jaden Robinson seemed to trip up a little bit. Traded turf monster. Of course, I don't know if he would have gotten much further than that, seeing how Brentwood Academy had their big defenders in there ready to stop him. So the ball be spotted inside the BA 40 at close to the 39-yard line. 3rd and 6 with a running clock, 3:28 and counting third quarter. BA leading Father Ryan 43-0. Strips receivers to the far side. Must be a handoff. And Jaden Robinson. Curtis Johnson in there on the stop. Silvakanich in there. Justin Silvakanich to be specific, number 52. Not quite enough for the first down for Father Ryan. 4th and 1. Of course, they're going to go for it here. It's at this point of the game, really nothing to lose. They try and pick it up, try and get perhaps BA to move into the neutral zone. Father Ryan did get one free doing that earlier. That's Anthony Wright running the ball. Anthony Wright, the first down. That speed burst. I believe that's his first carry of the game. An opportune time for it. It'll move the chains for Father Ryan. The ball's now inside the 25-yard line of the BA Eagles. Richard Bryant, the receiver to that far side. Pfeiffer to the near. And Matthew Beacom, tight end, H-back, slot receiver, whatever you need. Throw complete to this near side. Josh Pfeiffer tackled at the 20, about a 5-yard gain. Caleb Lyons on the stop. So we approach the 2-minute mark of the third quarter. With this running clock, it's moving quickly. Brentwood Academy 43, Father Ryan 0. Bryant and Erdman, the receivers to the far side. Pfeiffer to the near. It's going to be a handoff. Jaden Robinson cuts back at the 15. He'll have the first down for Father Ryan. And that'll be inside the 13-yard line, it looks like, if I'm reading that official stance over that far sideline correctly. I mean, the outcome of this game is not in doubt. I'm not going to try and make you believe that, but Father Ryan could definitely use at least some sort of a moral victory on this drive to get some points on the board. Hand off again, Jaden Robinson. Bounces off a would-be tackler, but forced backwards by a couple of additional BA players. First guy that hit him got a hold of his ankle. Couldn't quite bring him down, but he... See Wells, number 64 on the stop for BA. Jackson Wells, a sophomore. They rotate him in on defensive line. Made the play there. 2nd and 9, less than a minute to go. Third quarter. Brentwood Academy leads Father Ryan 43-0. Here's Tabscott. He's going to run with it. And he's going to throw. Didn't cross the line of scrimmage. Side of the end zone. Touchdown Irish. Josh Pfeiffer from 11 yards out. I thought Tabscott was going to run. That wasn't a designed QB keeper. And that was a picture-perfect throw. Great concentration by Pfeiffer to bring it in on that near sideline. And Father Ryan, the 43-second mark of the third quarter, finally gets on the board. They'll kick an extra point. Going for two, even if they got it, would still be a 35-point. Let me see the extra point before I start trying to do the math for you. Extra point's good. Point is still going to have a running clock either way, so kick the extra point, it's good. Wesnowski now makes it 43-7. Father Ryan within 36 points. So, but again, the rule is 35 or more, the clock continues to run. So as the teams talk things over on their sideline, tell you a bit more about coming up 1 week from tonight. Got homecoming, big weekend for Father Ryan, the 7th annual Pride in the Pit barbecue contest. That's 1 week from tonight. That's the 27th of September. Almost the end of September, can you believe that? From 5 to 6:30. That's before the 7 p.m. kickoff for Germantown, so get there early if you can. Got the celebrity judges. Jim Wyatt, for years, great writer with the Tennessean, now working with the Tennessee Titans, does a phenomenal job. Got Stephanie Langston, she was class of 95, she's class of 97. She does a great job over there at Channel 2. Got Channel 5's Phil Williams, and others, it says, to be there to help judge the competition. I don't have to pass judgment, I just get to eat it. So it's definitely worth the money you pay to go in there and sample some delicious barbecue. I know there are people out there wanting to win that trophy this year that already have their plans in place. I'm sure this stuff that gets well ahead of time. They plan it out. So with 43 seconds to go here in this third quarter, it's Brentwood Academy 43, Father Ryan 7, and the Irish are set to kick it off. There's a high spinning kick towards that far side, fielded at the 22 to the 25 by an up back. Gets a seam to the 40, goes down that sideline, finally stopped in Father Ryan territory. Nice kick return by the Eagles. And it was Aaron Lovins, number 33, on that return. Lovins is not a typical return man, but in that middle range spot. If you've seen him out there playing defense at all, he's a sideline to sideline guy, tough to bring down. So I like the decision by Father Ryan. Don't try and kick it deep and have a long return. But with a running clock, just looking down, not even paying attention to it, and we've hit triple zeros for the end of the third quarter. After 3, your score, Brentwood Academy 43, Father Ryan High School 7. This is Father Ryan Football on ATW Sportscast. So we begin the fourth quarter here on the campus of Brentwood Academy. Everybody, Lou Pickney with you on this solo call tonight. And for Father Ryan, finally some points on the board. The touchdown, nice pass, Scott to Pfeiffer. Extra point by Wesnowski makes it 43-7, but be a handoff on this 1st and 10. 2 or 3 yard gain. Russell Holbrook. I was double checking. I saw 45 running up the field. Make sure I didn't misread it, but indeed it was number 35, Russell Holbrook. As Brentwood Academy has brought in some of their bench players. Be a handoff. 2nd down. Nice stop by Father Ryan for a loss. Cole Becker once again in there. And that time Russell Holbrook stymied. So approaching the 11-11 mark of the fourth quarter. It's Brentwood Academy 43, Father Ryan 7. It'll be 3rd and 11. Should note for BA in at quarterback Landon Wells. I saw him warming up at him. He's like a reserve as a receiver from what I've seen on video, but he also, I suppose, serves as the number 3 quarterback. And with Williams out under pressure, somehow staying in bounds along that near sideline. Couldn't see him around the BA players. But Landon Wells kept the ball and moves the chains for BA. Saw Jaden Robinson in there, defensive end. With Father Ryan not having Amari Chapman, him getting hurt in that very first game of the season up in Bowling Green, Father Ryan has had to kind of rotate players into defensive end to keep fresh bodies out there on this 1st and 10. A couple of Irish defenders there to make the stop. Like Edmondson on the bottom of the pile. Nick Ledoux in there as well. So they will actually stop the clock with a player down, receiving some attention. You would hope at this point of the game it's just players cramping up. It's not like it was last week. Last week was, even by Middle Tennessee late summer standards, it was exceptionally warm to the point they actually delayed kickoff for 15 minutes. Certainly hope that it's simply a situation with somebody cramping up and nothing worse. But it is Russell Holbrook receiving some attention from the medical staff. Try and get some score updates for you here. Baylor leads Ensworth 17-7 at the end of the 3rd quarter. That's a Baylor team that Father Ryan saw 2 weeks ago. Had a very decisive victory over the Irish. I think a lot of other people out there, just observers, were contemplating that perhaps Baylor was not as good as some thought because of the competition they faced. Besides Father Ryan, some perhaps lower end as far as the the way the private public thing. I'm old enough to remember the day when it was we had 3 state champions and that was it. Public, private, whatever. Now you got 9, but as a sign of the times, things have changed. But nonetheless, for Baylor, I think any questions about their ability, if they can hold on to beat Ensworth, not a guarantee by any means, but if they do, it's going to set up one really interesting matchup with McCallie. And that's the East region, the same side that Father Ryan is on. And so Russell Holbrook, we help to the side. He's favoring his left knee. Sure hope he's okay. And so with an injury, they stop the running clock, which understandably you want to, take care of anybody that needs medical attention. 2nd and 11 now for Brentwood Academy. 10:06 to go, 4th quarter. And again, it's Wells at quarterback. Scrambles, throws, complete. Edmondson, they're trying to rip the ball out. Another play there for Father Ryan as well. And Curtis Johnson on the reception, if I saw that correctly. Indeed, number 16, Johnson, on the reception. 3rd and 7, 9:33 to go, 4th quarter. Brentwood Academy 43, Father Ryan 7. And it will be Landon Wells out of the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Father Ryan brings some pressure. They try to set up a screen. Complete. Caught at the 30. A nice tackle by Father Ryan. Close to the 1st down marker. He's still going, though. That big pile of players. Made a pin on the spot. That was Amari Biggers on the reception. His first catch of the game, if I'm not mistaken. Had been there on punt return duties, but so less than 9 minutes to go here in this 4th quarter. BA leads Father Ryan 43-7. I'm confused over if he's going to hand it off or keep it. Finally a QB keeper and a dive forward for about 4 yards. That was 4th and short. They said wasn't quite there. It says 5th down for a second up there on the scoreboard. It's not 5th down. It's a 1st down for Brentwood Academy. So, there's a college game, memorably, several years back that had the infamous 5th down. I think Missouri was involved somehow. 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go, 4th quarter. With a running clock, Brentwood Academy leads 43-7. Wells hands it off. Got maybe 2 or 3 yards on the play. Bryshawn Jackson there, number 32 on the stop. Bryshawn Jackson, I should say, one of those freshmen contributing to this Father Ryan team. Another handoff on the 2nd and 9. About a 5 or 6 yard gain. Deuce Scott, number 40. And at running back. Talking about having freshmen in there. Deuce Scott, also a freshman. So some youth in there for both sides. 3rd and 3, 7:34 and counting fourth quarter. Brentwood Academy leads Father Ryan 43-7. Wells going to hand it off. The running play. Be close to the first down. They'll say he got it. Ben Marchetti on the stop for the Irish, number 24. So 1st and goal, Brentwood Academy. They lead 43-7 with a running clock, 7:08 to go fourth quarter. Another handoff. Father Ryan defensively was there. Saw Cole Becker spinning out of there. I don't know if there's another player in there to help on the stop. It's a Deuce Scott again, the freshman running back. BA in no hurry, nor should they be. Running clock and still 30 seconds on the play clock right now. But as noted, next week for Father Ryan, it's the second to last home game of the season. For the regular season for the Irish. It's homecoming, Germantown coming in from West Tennessee. They're a strong program. There are no easy games in this Father Ryan schedule. 3 receivers for BA on this 2nd and 8. They snapped the ball with 8 seconds to go on the play clock. Father Ryan's defense managed to stymie Deuce Scott. Like Zephy and Wade in there along with Ben Marchetti. Got Marchetti in there as a defensive back, almost a safety type position. This goal line defense. Father Ryan trying to give a few different looks, but BA trying to spread out the Irish. 3 receivers, 2 to the far side. Less than 6 minutes to go in the game. Player in motion, setting up the block for Deuce Scott. Nice belly-to-belly suplex of a tackle by Jackson Brown brings him down. So it's going to be 4th and goal now for Brentwood Academy. 5:30 to go, fourth quarter. In a game that's already in hand for the team, and they have to decide how they want to handle this. They may let the play clock run down as long as they can, 22 seconds and counting on that. So a late substitution. Jackson Drescher comes to the sideline. Gus Elliott in, number 34. The running back's Deuce Scott. Quarterback Landon Wells. Wells tries to keep it, spin move. Tries to get away from a couple of Father Ryan defenders closing in on him. That's going to be a tackle for loss and a turnover on downs. Wade again in there. Nick Ledoux. And there may have been other Irish defenders in the vicinity. I was just trying to get a couple of numbers for you. So the Irish tried to, and they finally succeeded in chasing down Landon Wells. But the running clock continues. Less than 4:30 to go, fourth quarter. Brentwood Academy 43, Father Ryan 7. So for Father Ryan, in 2 weeks they play at Ensworth and then a bye week. And they got a trip to McCauley, home against Lipscomb. I haven't got an update on that score in some time. The Lipscomb game, they were up at the half on Good Pasture, 28-14 last check. Tabscott, 1st and 10, throws near side complete. Richard Bryant, the 35 out of bounds, right around the 30-yard line. So it's Tabscott to Bryant. That will move the chains. 3:45 to go, fourth quarter. The Irish find themselves down by 36 points on the road. 3 receivers, Tabscott. The snap going to roll far side. It's a block. He's going to run with it. And he will be tackled out of bounds. We'll see what the spot is on that. Looks like the 43 or the 44. See where they place the ball. So let's say a 6-yard gain with the nose of the ball right on the Father Ryan 37-yard line. Irish need to get to the 40, get a first down. This 2nd and 4, approaching the 3-minute mark of the fourth quarter. Tabscott rolls far side, buying time, throws it, risky pass intercepted, ill-advised pass, and it's an interception for the Eagles. Cole Lineberger with the interception. That's the 3rd interception thrown by Tabscott in this game. course, we still have the running clock. And it's only a matter of time now for the Irish. I would suggest the sooner the Irish can get this game behind them, the better. Try and regroup. So again, it's a Germantown team coming. It's not like they're playing some of these, programs that aren't as strong. This was done by design, saying, look, we're playing this Division II AAA. As far as the state of Tennessee high school is about as good as it gets. There's some great 6A programs as well, so please don't take that as a slide on the public side. I just know what I see week after week. And BA to be 4-time defending state champ with this is saying something with this program. This will be a handoff again. Deuce Scott finds an opening, past the 35 to the 30. Needs a block. Edmondson tries to catch him from behind. He goes into the end zone. Touchdown Brentwood Academy at the 1:51 mark of the fourth quarter. Deuce Scott just managed to somehow break into the open field. Reed was trying to get there. It was a borderline hold, but they didn't call it, so it's not a hold. It's a good block, I suppose. And Edmondson tried to chase him down, but by the time Scott was tackled, it was a touchdown. So it's now 49-7. Brentwood Academy with an extra point, making it even 50. And the kick is up and good. So 1 minute, 49 seconds to go, fourth quarter. It is now Brentwood Academy 50, Father Ryan 7. So the Irish, faced with the reality they're about to fall to 1-4 on the season and 0-3 in Division II AAA play. And again, it doesn't get much easier going forward for Father Ryan. Again, the game next week against Germantown, and then later the home game, both home games actually. For Father Ryan, that's all they're getting as far as home games with the region opponents. They already had Baylor and JP2 at home. Just the way the splits went this year on it. But trips to McCauley. And McCauley, they may end up winning it all this year. They've got D'Angelo Hardy as an impressive player they got there at quarterback. Like last year when David Russell, who since graduated, but really good defensive end last year, he was able to chase down Hardy, and that was like a big thing to me. And Russell's a really good player, don't get me wrong, but Hardy's just a special talent. But there are a lot of special talents here in Division II AAA. I mean, you look at some of the players. I mean, now I think the Titans have been in town more than 20 years. I was up at Evansville in college when the team relocated, first stopping in Memphis, and then a beautiful stadium they built across the Cumberland River. The Tennessee Titans have called home, the original Adelphia Coliseum. Dreadful name to get out of the gate. But now Nissan Stadium. And it appears it's going to be George Laster, the backup kicker, who's a freshman. Managed to squeeze him in the very bottom of my page, number 90. And he will get an opportunity to, if I'm reading that right. Yes, it is. I'll make sure it was a 9 and not a 3. Both teams very nice, legible jersey numbers, and really that's all I ask for anymore. Save the style and fashion for somebody else. Say the illegible numbers. Let those designers have to call a game, see what they feel about it. So the kickoff not quite to the end zone by Laster. It's a nice return for Father Ryan past the 25. Tries to make a cut. 27, maybe the 28-yard line. So Cameron Bosley. And have not seen much of him this season, but Father Ryan trying to utilize some of that young talent. This is an Irish team that against Baylor a couple of weeks ago had 2 freshmen in the second half at cornerback. Just keeping fresh bodies in on these hot Friday nights. At the same time providing experience. So Derrick is back in at quarterback, specifically Matthew Derrick for Father Ryan on this 1st and 10, less than a minute to go. Here in the fourth quarter, run to the near side, and is a pair of players for BA to make the stop. Stephen Ponder on the run. Jack Vettersills, and at wide receiver number 16 on this near side. Michael O'Connell receiving that far side. 18 seconds and counting. This may be the final play of the game. Matthew Derrick throws far side complete. Makes a cut. First down for Father Ryan. Now probably the final play of the game. So that was Michael O'Donnell over there on the far side with the reception. Throw from Matthew Derrick, and that is it. It's the handshake line commences. So a one-sided victory for Brentwood Academy. Father Ryan falls to 1-4. And now the Irish face the task of turning things around next week. There's going to be homecoming, a lot of fans there, a lot of supporters there for Father Ryan. Germantown comes to town. So the people are stuck up on the roof. I get the call from a little booth here. I'm not complaining at all, but the ladder feeds right in here. But beautiful facilities here at Brentwood Academy, and they're, as always, very hospitable. Appreciate that. So 1 week from tonight, Father Ryan, Pride in the Pit Barbecue Contest, and the homecoming game against Germantown. We'll have it for you here on ATW Sportscast. And there's really not much to add at this point for Father Ryan, other than they got to regroup and try and find something to turn things around from this 1-4 start to the season. Your final score here in Williamson County, it's Brentwood Academy 50, Father Ryan High School 7. We'll see you 1 week from tonight from Father Ryan's campus, Giacosa Stadium, homecoming, as Germantown pays a visit from West Tennessee. Good night, everybody.